His opponent across the ring in the blue corner, weighing in at 129.7 pounds, wearing black and white trunks. He comes to Philadelphia undefeated. 3 wins, only 1 knockout. From Reading, Pennsylvania, Joshafat, the Truth, Ortiz.
So slated for 4 rounds, super featherweights, Joshafat Ortiz 3-0 out of Reading, Pennsylvania. In the gold and white trunks, Jordan Peters 2-1-1 with 2 knockouts, pair of knockouts out of Washington, D.C., pink and white trunks. As I was just speaking during the break to my broadcast partner, he thinks this might be one of the fights of the night.
Yeah, it should be an interesting fight. Peters is 2-1-1. He fought some good competition. He's got the draw with 1-0. Hector Bianillo has the decision loss to Chase Nelson, a kid that we've seen on our programs many times. He's actually the brother of Marcus Bates, who we've seen fight in a lot of good fights. And Ortiz 3-0. He's coming off a win over Evgeny Mechanov back on April 6th. Peters has been off about 11 months, June 24th. 2017, he lost to Chase Nelson down the road to 2300 Arena.
Good left to the body by Ortiz. 2 young fighters, too, in their early 20s.
22 for Ortiz, 23 for Peters.
Peters tries to stat downstairs. Body shot. Getting this one slated for 4 rounds. Straight right. Ooh, counter right by Ortiz.
And Peters answers with a left. Good right from Peters. Peters, both of his wins coming by knockout. Stopped Anthony Ganway in 1. Brian Navarez in 2.
We've had I would say over the last 3 or 4 cards that we've done over the last several months, we're starting to see a little more of these DC fighters.
Well, Marshall Kaufman, has a very strong tie there. He's done a bunch of fights at the Rose Cross.
Oh, my goodness! What a right by Peters. Floors Ortiz in round number 1, Mark. Clean shot and drops him.
Ortiz seems to have his wits about himself. What I was saying, the Washington fighter dropped Ortiz at Marshall Kaufman. Kings Promotions have done a bunch of cards at the Rose Croft Raceway down in the Maryland, D.C. area, and he's got a strong relationship with Ross Molovinsky, who I know you know pretty well. They've collaborated on some shows down there. So the pipeline from D.C., Baltimore area to a Kings Promotion show as Peters lands another shot.
Yeah, Peters is really, really landing some impressive shots.
Well, there's a
He's
clear
found a home for that right, too. Pardon me, Mark.
And
right
again,
on top.
So there is a good pipeline, like you said, that you've noticed about the D.C., Maryland guys being on these shows here. Now let's get back to the action.
And it's been very good and entertaining thus far. And we're only in round number 1. Peters, about a minute into the fight, drops Ortiz. See if he regroups as we close in on 1 in the books. Again, this one's slated for 4 and already fireworks. And we'll keep the action right here. You mentioned Ortiz, though, able to get his wits about himself and get back up.
Yeah, Ortiz, I mean, he's talking back to the corner, so he's definitely he's clear, but it was a good hard knockdown off the right hand. Ortiz, first bit of adversity as a pro. I don't know who the little guy in the corner is, but I don't think he should be there. Actually, maybe he is licensed. He's got the gloves on. That I've never seen.
It's boxing. There's a first time for everything.
Ortiz, I failed to mention, managed by El Matador Management, Felipe Gomez, who's building up a real nice stable of fighters. He told me beforehand he may have an announcement to sign a real top fighter very shortly. A world title contender. And they are going at it.
Oh, good uppercut by Peters. Ortiz flailing about, tried to catch Peters with a left, and he did. Peters with a body shot now. The action heat up in round number 2.
I don't know how smart this is for Ortiz. I mean, so far in his career, and maybe I could be wrong, like I said, it's very early in his career, he hasn't displayed, the power. He's already tasted power by Peters. Peters has a couple knockouts in his win, so I don't know if he wants to get into a gunfight with Peters.
That's a great point. He's free swinging, and he's getting caught a lot. And we already saw that power demonstrated by Peters with that right that dropped Ortiz in round number 1.
I'll tell you what, I'm giving Ortiz a lot of credit here for coming back and wanting to rumble here.
Oh, my goodness, another right by Peters.
He almost turned his whole head around with that shot. Peters, who had about 18 amateur fights, he told me. He's fighting in the streets, age 16, so I'm going to pick up boxing.
Really applying pressure. Ortiz comes back with a combination, walks into a straight right. Peters showing a little more confidence. Not that he needs it after round number 1. Catches Ortiz again with a left. Right up top.
Ortiz got in a body shot in that exchange.
Yeah, but when he free swings like that, he is leaving himself very vulnerable and open.
It's not boxing 101 for sure.
Especially with that right.
Oh!
What a right! Right on cue! Caught that right hand back. Peters doesn't know where he is. He's looking at his corner. Peters is in serious trouble right now.
And Peters also went back on his ankle a little bit.
See if Ortiz goes in. Peters is hurt. Another right by Ortiz. He was floored in round number 1. Oh my goodness! What a win for Ortiz! Dropped in 1, and then he comes back in round 2. Oh, welcome to PA Boxing. Wow. What a fight. You talked about overcoming adversity. That's the definition of it.
I was a little wrong. I said maybe he didn't want to get into a gunfight with Peters, and he changed the fight with 1 punch.
Peters floors him in round number 1 with a right, and Ortiz turns the table with a nasty straight right over the top.
And now something like this changes the perception of Ortiz. Not only is he staying undefeated, he's overcome some adversity, he's shown some power, and in this day and age, you're looking for like TV-friendly fighters. He showed that he is. I think we're ready to throw up the Nino, Rich.
All right, we'll make it official. Scintillating stoppage by Ortiz. Let's go back up top to our ring announcer, Nino Del Bueno.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, 13 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by TKO, Joshafat, the Truth Ortiz.
I mean, life's been hard, life is hard, and I learned to get back up every time I get knocked down. That's been on my
I said on the broadcast, the anniversary, but yet Leonard showed the knockout power, and I didn't know if it would be wise, because he showed power in his career. Take us through that right hand that turned everything around in round 2.
That right hand, he got a little lazy, he got a little overconfidence, and I saw that. He thought he had me out. Boy, if I didn't show it today, I'm never out. I'm gonna come back, I'm I'm going to keep grinding, I'm going to keep working hard, and I'm going to do what I think I'm going to keep winning.
Well, a lot of tremendous fans who made the trip already to see you talk to them and give them a shout out.
Man, I love my people from Reading, I love my people from Philly. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for coming out and showing love. I appreciate you guys. See you.
Terrific play.